So today I thought we could look at some book mail I got recently, reorganise one of my shelves, and just have a catch-up, update type thing. No crazy editing, just something more relaxed and chilled. Stop it. Editing, Andrew. So we'll start off with some book mail. I haven't got loads of book mail, but I thought I could just do a couple because I really want to rearrange my shelves with these, so it makes sense to show them first. First of all, I got the Never Ending End of the World. This was sent to me by Campfire, and as soon as I heard, where is it? Stations 11 meets The Last of Us, I thought, yes. A speculative sci-fi dystopian apocalypse and scientific mystery coalesce into the never-ending end of the world. A gripping tale of survival, hope, and love from a retired naval officer, Anne Christie. And it actually has a quote from Daniel Green, so that's quite cool. A beautiful journey that will leave readers with tears in their eyes and a new fear of time itself. And I love that they included Disheveled Goblin in his titles. That's great. I'm really excited to give it a read. And I did show this in the new releases video, but I got, I think it's Isla's Reach rather than Isla's. But this is from my friend and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm actually currently reading this right now and I'm really enjoying it. Dragons, animal companions. Dragons, animal companions, found family. It's got all the good stuff. And I think it's meant to be pretty dark. I've seen some of the early reviews and reactions and it's been very emotional, so I'm really looking forward to getting further into this. Next up, I got the last two War Eternal books. I already have the first three, so I just needed 4 and 5. Sins of the Mother and Death's Beating Heart. Artwork again by the incredible Felix Ortiz. And this is partly why I wanted to do this video, because I want to make, I don't want to get too much into spoilers for the second half of this video, but I want to make an indie shelf on my bookshelf. And now I have all the War Eternal books. I think they'll look really nice all lined up. And last but not least, I got Of Blood and Fire, the Broken Binding Special Edition. Now this is absolutely stunning. It's absolutely incredible what indie published books can look like now, especially now that they're getting special editions from companies like The Broken Binding, who opened a new branch of their company just to do indie and self-pub special editions, and this was the first ever book from that branch of the company, and I'm really excited to see what they do next. So I absolutely had to grab it. I enjoyed Of Blood and Fire, but I really think this series gets better and better with every installment. Book 2 was terrific, and The Exile was my favourite yet. I've yet to read Of War and Ruin, but I will definitely be reading it this year. But even just the War Eternal books, they look absolutely amazing. To think that these are self-published indie books, it just completely changes what you could do, even what was accessible to indie authors. Such high quality.
Nice.
And I'm not just saying that because I am now an indie author. I've always thought that. However, that's a good segue to move on to Harbinger of Justice. This launched on June 9th, and the launch was amazing. It was so great to see everybody share, like, comment, DM me, and pick up a copy. It really did make it a very special day, so thank you very much. Absolutely blown away with the number of people who bought it as well. I did have some issues with the Amazon listing. It wasn't available in any region apart from the UK for physicals, which is just terrific. Thanks, Amazon. That was really special. And then also in late afternoon, they decided to take the UK listings off as well and put them as out of stock. I have no idea why. That's what they did. It's now back in stock in the UK, and there should be stock coming into the .com and other regions of Amazon. It is available on Waterstones, Barnes & Nobles and whatnot right now though. But despite that, with only the UK being able to buy it, we ranked 17 in all of fantasy on Ingram Spark, the printer/distributor sales ranking, which is absolutely insane. And that was only for the paperback, only available in the UK for not even a whole day. One of the things I do hear from authors is that launch day is very much an anticlimax. You do all this build up and nothing really happens on release day because no one can read it. Some people pick up the ebook and then they can read it on release day, but for the most part, people don't even get a copy on release day, which is really sad. But just the outpouring of support was amazing, and also my family did something really special for me. We have a family friend that does an arts and crafts type business. They do a lot of like wedding invites and things like that. And my family came together and got me two things. The first thing was a slate coaster of Dust, the Sand Fox in Harbinger of Justice. and I think it looks amazing. It's so cool. I've received a lot of messages of people really liking Dust, so I'm pleased. She's also one of my favourite characters in it, and it's amazing to have a slate coaster. I'm probably not going to use it as a coaster because it's too nice, but still very cool. The second thing was that the friend then inlaid a bit of wood with the map of Taris. Now this looks amazing too. I absolutely love how this turned out. I think the map looks incredible and it inlaid on a bit of wood just... So I'm super grateful to our family friend and my family for getting me these for release day. I did not expect anything like that, so they really did make the day really special. Now of course this means that I need to find space for these on my bookshelf. So let's do that. So this shelf here is kind of a jumble of things. I've got some indies and then I've got some just random selection of books and then my King collection. What I really want to do is I want to pull out all of the King books, the random books, and just make this an indie shelf. When I first set it up I didn't have enough indie books to fill a shelf, but now I definitely do. Okay, that's not all my indie books, but I quite like that. I think that looks pretty good. The coaster I'm probably going to put through at my desk, but the map, I was thinking, now it's time for some overly dramatic B-roll of the shelf. Reading-wise, I've not done a ton because I've been so busy with the book launch, but I did read The Emperor's Soul by Brandon Sanderson, the novella. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I went in with high expectations because I know a lot of people say it's one of his best work, but I still really enjoyed it. The magic system in it with the soul stamping, really cool, really interesting. I really want to see more of it in the Cosmere. And Shai as a character I thought was really good as well. I think it was a really interesting structure to it because it was a novella. It was over a long period of time. I think it was about 100 days condensed into about 100 and something odd pages. So it's a lot of time passes but not a lot of page count. So things do feel quite quick with the character relations side of things. And the dynamic between characters does change seemingly quickly, but not really when you think about the time difference. But I wouldn't really have wanted that padded out anyway, so I did really have a good time. And yeah, the magic system, Sando just nails it every time. When I think, oh, can't come up with anything else that interesting and creative, then I read something new and think, okay, he's done it again. How do you do that? I'm listening to the third War Eternal book on audiobook. It's really good. I picked this up straight after finishing book 2, and it does feel like these are very much a continued story. One is kind of its own encapsulated, segmented, isolated story, and then book 2 and 3 are much closer together. So I'm really intrigued to see how this one will end, and I'm really glad that I continued straight away on to book 3. I think that was the right choice. I'm pretty sure Rob Hayes wrote this as a trilogy and then the 4th and 5th book later on, so it makes sense that book 2 and 3 are kind of smooshed together narratively. But that does make me have really high hopes for how this is going to end, because if this was kind of like the end of this arc of the story, I'm intrigued to see how this one will end. And I'm currently reading Combat Codes and Isla's Reach. I'm not super far into either, so I don't have any cohesive thoughts, but I'm really enjoying both so far. Very different, but very good. After reading and loving The Emperor's Soul, I'm very tempted to do a novellas video. So if you have any fantasy or sci-fi novellas that you think are the best of the best, let me know in the comments below and I might give them a read. I do really like fantasy and sci-fi novellas. They're great for breaks between these bigger tomes and palette cleansers when you've been really busy, or maybe if you're in a slump, they're really good for that sort of thing. So I want to read more. So despite the fact I'm reading these, oh damn it, I may also sneak in a couple of novellas as well. And I promised to read Hob this month, so I'll maybe read Hob as well this month. And July 1st, Secret Project 3 comes out. I need like the world to just pause and then I can catch up with all this reading. However, now that my book's out, I will have more time to do some reading before I jump into book 2. That being said, I have already started outlining it. I did do a Q&A on release day, and there was a lot of interest in the self-publishing process, so I'm probably going to do a sit down, just talk through my experience self-publishing. I'm by no means an expert, so I'm just going over my experiences personally. I don't feel like I should give any advice yet, because I'm definitely not. This is only my first book self-published, but I'm happy to talk about the things that I learned and went through publishing my first fantasy book. So if you do have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I'll make sure to answer them in that video too. But yeah, guys, thank you very much. That's pretty much the whole video. It's just chill chatty time. So yeah, let me know your favorite fantasy or sci-fi novella, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Outro.